there, readers. Welcome to day one of our lesson. We'll start out today with talking about our new concept. Then, after that, we'll do some phonemic awareness practice, practice our visual drills, do our auditory drill, and we'll finish up with our blending drill.
Phonics connects sounds and symbols, unlocking code increasingly nimble, like wings for words. It'll lift you high with every sound. You soar, you fly.
So let's get started with our new concept. Hi there, readers. What letter is this? Yeah, it's the letter A, exactly. A. Hi, A. And is A a consonant or a vowel? Yep, it's a vowel. And what is the short sound that the letter A makes? Ah, ah, ah. Exactly. Do you know the long letter sound that the letter A makes? It's A. It's the same sound that the letter A is actually named. That's kind of helpful. Oh, and finally, do you know how to sign the letter A? You do a fist with your fingers down and your thumb up, and that's how you sign the letter A. We can hear the short A sound or the short A sound in the beginning of words like astronaut, astronaut, and apple, apple. Now, the letter A is pretty interesting because if you put the letter M or the letter N after it, you get a little bit of a variation on the sound. You say am with the letter M after it and an. And both that am and an sound come through your nose. We call that the nasalized A sound. This is your nasal passageway. Those holes are your nasal passages. So I want you to say am and feel, just gently touch your nose, not pinching it, but feel it. Am. I hear it buzzing, or I feel it buzzing in my nose. Now try that with an. And this one's kind of a personal sound for me because my first name is Andrea, and that starts with that nasalized A and N pairing. Andrea. We can hear that nasalized A sound in words like ants or jam. Sometimes the letter A comes at the beginning of words, such as in the word at. And sometimes the letter A comes in the middle of words, such as in the word nap. Nap. Sometimes we see the letter A in longer words, such as in the word maps. Maps. Or in the word crab. Crab. There are lots of words that have that nasalized A sound. We even see it in names, like in the name Andrea. We also see it in the name Sam, Sam. Or you can see that nasalized A and hear that nasalized A in the word pan, pan. Now let's practice making that short A sound properly with our mouths, with our proper mouth articulation. You can see it in that picture there, and that can help as a reference. You might have a picture like this in your classroom to help you out. So to say ah, you open your mouth wide like this, ah, and be sure to turn your voice on. You can feel that your voice is on because your vocal cords are buzzing. And like all continuous sounds, that ah sound is continuous, which means we can stretch it out for as long as we have air, like all vowel sounds. I think I might have said like all continuous sounds. So we can stretch that sound out for as long as we have air. Let's try stretching it. Ah. We can find that card for the letter A and the ah sound in our vowel valley. It's nearing the water, but it's not all the way down at the bottom of our valley shape. Now, let's explore how we produce the nasalized A sound. So to make that sound that we hear in words like man or jam, we need to allow some air to pass through our nose while saying that vowel. Start by opening your mouth wide like you're about to say the short A or ah sound, but this time focus on making the sound while letting the air flow through your nose. You can really feel the sound resonate in your nose as you say it. And I find this one is easier to say and produce if you say it with an M or an N. So if I say am, am. I can really feel it. Or an. It's easier for me to make the sound. I can make it without it, but it feels more natural. So if you're trying to practice, it's okay to add on that letter at the end to really produce that sound. And that nasalized A sound goes in the same spot in the vowel valley as the short A sound. And a lot of vowel valley images don't show the nasalized A sound, but you can know that they take up that same position. Let's talk about how we make the capital A or the uppercase A and the lowercase a. So to make the uppercase A, you're going to start at the top line and do a slanted line down to the bottom. Then hop back up to the top, do another slanted line down to the bottom, and then connect those lines just below the middle. Then to do the lowercase a, you're going to start just below that middle dotted line, do a curve around, coming back up to the middle, and then from the middle go straight down to the bottom. And that's how you make an uppercase and a lowercase a. It's time now to head over to see Blenda and Siggy for our phonemic awareness practice.
It's time to blend some phonemes with Blenda, the blender bot. Please blend each sound that I tell you. Then say the words you got. Then say the words you got. It's time to blend some phonemes.
Hi, Blenda. The first word that we are going to start with has the following phonemes. So make sure that your hands are ready for finger tapping so that we can blend. G, L, A, D. Do it with me. G, L, A, D. Blend. Glad. Glad. The word is glad. I am so glad to be in the Reader's Garden today. The next word is M.Ed. Do it with me. M.Ed. Blend. Mad. Mad. Are you mad that you don't get to have a hot cocoa right now? I am. I love hot cocoa. Mad. Okay, the next word is the word, here we go. Clap. Do it with me. Clap. What's the word? Clap. Clap. Clap, clap, clap. All right, clap your hands if you understand the word. Clap. All right, the next and final word, Blenda, here we go, is camp. Again, camp. Blend. Camp. Camp. Are you someone who likes to camp outside and sleep in a tent? Some people love to camp and some people do not like to camp. This seems to be one where you either love it or you really don't. What do you think about camping? Blenda, what do you think? Oh, that's true. You do spend a lot of time outside during the day, but you'd prefer to sleep inside. Got it. Thank you for your help today. Let's go over and see Siggy.
Hey there, Siggy. How you doing today? You're an expert segmenter and you love to play. Miss Gardner, tell us a word and let's all listen close. Then we'll say each phoneme our practice really shows. Hey!
Okay, so Siggy, you're here to help us with our segmenting. I'm going to tell you a word and let's see if Siggy can understand the different phonemes when we segment the word. The first word is the word task. Task. Let's stretch it. Task. T-a-sk. I heard 4 phonemes. T-a-sk. Task. Did you understand those 4 phonemes? Oh, awesome. All right, now let's do it again, but this time we're going to use a segmenting noodle that does not have any beads on it. The word is caps. Caps. Let's stretch it. Caps. K-a-p-s. K-a-p-s. Caps. All right, what were those phonemes? K-a-p-s. Caps. There are 4 phonemes in the word caps, exactly like a cap that someone might wear in a garden. The next word is the word bag. Bag. Let's stretch it. bag, b-a-g, b-a-g, bag. Let's tap them out. B-a-g, bag. There are 3 phonemes in the word bag. And for our last one, I'm going to use one of my rainbow segmenting noodles here. I love these. The word is past. Past. Stretch it out. Past. 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 Now let's put those on our fingers. Past. Past. There are 4 phonemes in the word past. And it is past time for us to head on to our next activity. Thank you so much, Siggy, for your help. Let's go do some visual drill practice.
All right, readers, now it's time for our visual drill practice. When you see the letter pop up, I want you to tell me what sound that letter spells. For example, if you see the letter B pop up, you would say B spells B. Are you ready? Let's fly.
This is the letter M. M. And what does the letter M spell? The letter M spells M. The letter M spells M, like in the beginning of the word moon. This is the letter S. And what does the letter S spell? The letter S spells S. The letter S spells S, like in the beginning of the word snake. This is also the letter S. And the letter S also spells, the letter S also spells Z. The letter S also spells Z, like in the word music. Music. This is the letter T. And what does the letter T spell? The letter T spells T. The letter T spells T, like in the beginning of the word turtle. This is the letter P. And what does the letter P spell? The letter P spells P. The letter P spells like in the beginning of the word penguin. This is the letter F. And what does the letter F spell? The letter F spells F. The letter F spells F, like in the beginning of the word feather. Feather. This is the letter N. And what does the letter N spell? The letter N spells N. The letter N spells N, like in the beginning of the word nest. This is the letter D. What does the letter D spell? The letter D spells D. The letter D spells D, like in the beginning of the word duck. This is the letter C. And what does the letter C spell? The letter C spells K. The letter C spells K, like in the beginning of the word cat. This is the letter G. And what does the letter G spell? The letter G spells G. The letter G spells G, like in the beginning of the word goat. This is the letter B. And what does the letter B spell? The letter B spells B. The letter B spells B, like in the beginning of the word ball. This is the letter K. And what does the letter K spell? The letter K spells K. The letter K spells K, like in the beginning of the word key. This is the letter H. And what does the letter H spell? The letter H spells H. The letter H spells like in the beginning of the word hat. This is the letter R. And what does the letter R spell? The letter R spells The letter R spells like in the beginning of the word rainbow. This is the letter L. And what does the letter L spell? The letter L spells ul. The letter L spells ul, like in the beginning of the word lion. This is the letter W. And what does the letter W spell? The letter W spells W. The letter W spells W, like in the beginning of the word water. This is the letter J. And what does the letter J spell? The letter J spells J. The letter J spells J, like in the beginning of the word jellyfish. This is the letter Y. What does the letter Y spell? The letter Y spells Y, like in the beginning of the word yarn. This is the letter X. What does the letter X spell? The letter X spells X, X. The letter X spells X, like in the word fox. These are the letters Q and U. What do the letters Q and U spell when they're together? Qua, qua. The letters Q and U spell qua, like in the word queen. This is the letter V. What does the letter V spell? V spells V. V spells V, like in the word violin. This is the letter Z. What does Z spell? Z spells Z. Z spells Z, like in the word zebra. It's time now for our auditory drill.
All right, readers, now it's time for our auditory drill practice. Make sure you have something to write with and that your writing surface is all set up. Mrs. Gardner is going to say a sound. Listen super carefully, and then I'd like you to write the letter that spells that sound. For example, if Mrs. Gardner says, then you're going to write the letter M. Got it? Are you ready? Let's get started.
Please write the letter that makes the sound K. Please write the letter that makes the sound K. Let's write the letter C. We're going to start almost at the top line and do a curve from that top spot, almost at that top spot, all the way around towards the bottom and curving up just a little bit. All right, now let's trace it together in the air. Starting almost at the top, we're going to curve around, down towards the middle, towards the bottom, curving back up and stopping. So we're almost making a circle, but not quite. And that is how you write and trace the letter C. Please write the letter that makes the sound K. Please write the letter that makes the sound K. To write the letter K, you're going to hop to the top line and do a vertical line straight down to the bottom. Then you're going to hop back up to the top and do a slanted line to the middle line, connecting with that first line. Then from that middle line, you're going to do another slanted line, but this one down to the bottom. Now let's trace it in the air together. We're going to hop to the top, do a straight line down to the bottom, hop back up to the top, do a slanted line to the middle, and then hop from the middle down to the bottom. That is how you write the letter K. Please write the letter that makes the sound R. Please write the letter that makes the sound R. To write the letter R, you're going to start at the top line and do a vertical line down to the bottom. Then you're going to hop back up to the top and do a curve all the way back across the middle. Then when you're at that middle, you're going to do a slanted line down to the bottom. Now let's trace it in the air together. We're going to do a straight line from the top all the way down to the bottom. When we're at the bottom, we're hopping back up to the top and doing a curve to the middle. Once we're at that middle, we will do a slanted line down to the bottom. And that is how we write the letter R. Please write the letter that makes the sound L. Please write the letter that makes the sound L. To write the letter L, you're going to hop up to the top line and do a vertical line straight down to the bottom. When you're at the bottom, you're going to do another line, this time a horizontal line across the bottom. That is how you write a letter L. Let's trace it together. We're going to hop to the top, do a straight line down to the bottom, and do a horizontal line across the bottom. And that's how we write and trace the letter L. Please write the letter that makes the sound W. Please write the letter that makes the sound W. This is how you write the letter W. You're going to start at the top line and do a slanted line down to the bottom. Then from the bottom, you're going to do a slanted line back up to the top. When you're at the top, you're going to do a slanted line back down to the bottom. And when you're at the bottom, you'll do a slanted line back up to the top. Let's trace the letter W in the air together. So starting at the top, we're going to do a slanted line down to the bottom. From the bottom, we'll do a slanted line back up to the top. From the top, we'll do the slanted line back down to the bottom. And from the bottom, we'll do a slanted line back up to the top. And that is how you do the very fun letter W. Please write the letter that makes the sound J. Please write the letter that makes the sound J. To write the letter J, you're going to go to the top line and do a candy cane shape. So you're going to go from the top straight down to the bottom and then curve back up just a bit. Then you're going to hop back up to that top line and do a straight line across that top line. So you end up with a straight straight horizontal line, excuse me. Let's trace that one together in the air. Let's do a J. So we're going to hop to the top, do a candy cane shape down and curving back up. Then we're going to hop back up to the top and do a horizontal line across that straight line that we just drew. And that is how you write and trace the letter J. Please write the letter that makes the sound Y. Please write the letter that makes the sound Y. To write the letter Y, you're going to start at the top line and do a slanted line down to the middle. Then you're going to hop back up to the top line and do another slanted line down to the middle. When you're at that middle spot, you're going to do a straight line down to the bottom, a straight vertical line. Now let's trace the letter Y in the air together. Hopping to the top, we're going to do a slanted line to the middle, hop back up to the top, do a slanted line to the middle, and then do a vertical line from the middle to the bottom. That's how you write and trace the letter Y. Please write the letter that makes the sound X. Please write the letter that makes the sound X. This is how you write the letter X. You start at the top line and you do a slanted line down to the bottom. Then you hop back up to the top and do a slanted line the other way back down to the bottom. To trace the letter X, we're going to do the same thing in the air together. Let's hop to the top, do a slanted line down to the bottom, hop back up to the top, slanted line down to the bottom. That is how you write and trace the letter X. Please write the letter that makes the sound Q. To make the letter Q, you are going to start at the very top and do a circle all the way down to the bottom and coming back up to the top. And then you are going to hop to the middle and do a slanted line from the middle down to the bottom. That's how you write the letter Q. Now let's trace the letter Q in the air together. We're going to start at the top, do a curve down to the bottom, then do a curve back up to the top, making a circle. We're going to jump down to the middle and do a slanted line from the middle down to the bottom. That's how we write the letter Q. Please write the letter that makes the sound V. Please write the letter that makes the sound V. This is how you write the letter V. You start at the top, do a slanted line down to the bottom. Then from that bottom, you do a slanted line back up to the top. Now let's trace that letter in the air. Let's do a V together. Starting at the top, do a slanted line down to the bottom. Stopping at the bottom, do a slanted line back up to the top. That's how you write the letter V. Please write the letter that makes the sound Z. Write the letter that makes the sound Z. This is how you write the letter Z. You do one horizontal line across the top of your page. Then you do a slanted line from the top down to the bottom line. And then you do a third line, which is another horizontal line across at the bottom. All right, now let's trace that letter in the air together. We're going to do a line across, slanted line down to the bottom, and another line across. That's how you write the letter Z. Let's finish up with our blending drill. Wow, we are working with a lot of initial letters today, a good amount of final letters today, and just one medial sound. So let's see what kind of words we can make today. I'm going to start out by making the word t, a, p, tap, 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 tap. If I take off my P and put a B, I get t, ab, tab. Taking off that T and putting a C in the beginning, the word is k, ab, cab. Let's take off that B and put a T at the end to get k, at, cat. Now what happens if I take off the C and put an H? The word becomes hat, hat. Now how would I change hat to rat? Hat to rat. I'll need to take off that H and put an R and I get rat, rat. Now I'm going to take off the T and put a G to get the word rag, rag. And I'd like to change rag and make it wag, rag to wag. So I'll put a W there and I get ag, wag. How would I get the word tag? Tag. I'll need a T in the beginning. Ag, tag. Now, how do I get tag to become the word tad? Tad. I hear D at the end. Tad. Now, if I take off the D and put an X, what word do I have now? Ax, tax. And if I put an F in the beginning, the word becomes ax, fax. Now, if I just take off that initial sound, the word is ax, ax. And that is the word we shall end on today. Putting the X back and the A, we're all set for another day.
With every sound you soar, you